Hey guys, it is me, Stella Sims 101, and welcome back to my current household. So welcome to my February 2016 current household. The reason why I'm saying welcome back is because this is an updated current household from last month's current household. I am going to go ahead and either put it on the screen or link it in the description down below, because if you haven't seen last month's, you probably won't get a lot of this video. So I would recommend watching last month's current household before you watch this month's. So yeah, let's just get into, oh sorry, I just touched the mic. Let's just get into this. So actually, this household is going to be moving out of this house like extremely soon. I just decided that for this current household, I would keep them in this house for, you know, memory's sake and all that good stuff. So yeah, the only thing that's actually changed with this house is the fact that we have a little Jeep over here now. Yep, we have a car now, and yeah, so that's about it. I will go ahead and show you guys the interior of the house a little bit before I get into the actual people living in it. So inside, nothing has actually really changed. You know, we got some upgrades, like the TV got an upgrade. We now have a little desk area for Miss Abigail to work on her journalism career. And in the kitchen, the appliances got upgraded. The dining room, I think we added a chair and this little painting that I think one of the girls got from a field trip, which is really pretty. So nothing's actually changed in Abigail's room. It's literally the same exact thing from when we left off last month. The only thing that's really changed is, you know, decorations. Like, the house now has a couple of little memories from the household and all that good stuff. But when you head into Clarissa and what's-her-face, Sienna's room, this is where the big changes start to come into play. So if you guys remember, Clarissa and Sienna, I had planned for them to be very, very different girls. And with their rooms, I definitely emphasized that when they were toddlers, with, you know, obviously a little bit more like child-friendly colors. But now that they are both teenagers, I decided to go for a different kind of theme. So over here, this is, if you guys remember, Clarissa was definitely the girly one, the, you know, popular girl, the nice girl, whatever you want to call it. So this is her side of the room. It's very, very, you know, bright and girly and very pretty, but honestly both sides are really pretty, so that's honestly debatable. So this side is, you know, just very pure and all that good stuff. I decided color-wise that I would, you know, kind of tone down the colors and make the emphasis between the two a little bit more obvious with just a plain old black and white theme change. So over here is Sienna's side of the room. Obviously a bit more out there, a bit more bold and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it. I think their room kind of expanded a little bit, but that's pretty much it. So let's get into the most important part of this current household, which is the actual people. So, if you don't know this household, this is the Larkens household. She was the single mom of these two girls right here, Clarissa and Sienna. She's aging up into an elder in 12 days, you guys. 12 days. It's insane. For her career, she's actually, because I remember in the first current household in last month's, I was, you know, kind of unsure if she was going to stick with her journalism career, and I'm actually very glad that I decided to, you know, keep trying with it. Probably the main reason that we weren't getting very far with it was because we didn't have a computer, but her kleptomaniac skill kind of kicked in at that point, and we stole a computer and this TV. But anyways, so she is now a professional blogger and journalism level 4. So I think, I mean, you know, it's not like very high up, but I think she's, you know, doing her best, and I think she likes it. So yeah. And through the journalism career, she's gotten pretty far in the writing skill, and through just plain old housework with those like horribly cheap appliances, she gained a bit of handiness skill as well. All right, let's get into relationships. So Abigail has gotten quite a few boyfriends since these girls were toddlers. So her very first boyfriend was actually this guy. Yes, it's a guy. This is a guy. This is Michael Brownlee. This is her very first boyfriend, and actually her boss as well. So I thought that was, you know, great. The timing, like, they were honestly very cute with each other. Like, they were kind of perfect for each other, to be honest, but the timing wasn't right, because when she was still a young adult, he was turning into an elder, and I was like, this isn't happening. So, we kind of just were like, you know what, sorry dude, not today. And then we moved on to a coworker. This is our second boyfriend. His name was Leaf, and they also had a relationship, so she was just having a lot of flings with coworkers and people at her work. So that's always, you know, always helps the job performance if you have relationships and then break up with them, especially with your boss. That's always a good idea. And then finally, she got stuck with one of my, I had to custom make a little household for her because I wanted to give her, like, you know, just a perfect match, a soulmate, if that makes any sense. I mean, honestly, both of these guys were fine. He was, you know, a little too old for her, and he was a vampire, and I just didn't want to have to deal with that in my game. So I made Mr. Philip Walters. They are fiancé and fiancée, and Abigail doesn't actually know everything about him yet, but it'll come. They are engaged, and their wedding day is actually today, which is insane. And it's also love day, so it's a very big day, I promise you guys, and it gets bigger than this. So yeah, and we'll get into complications with their marriage in a second. Let's move on to Mr. Lyles Larkens. If you guys remember from January, then you remember that I had named this cat Lilac thinking it was a girl, but it was actually a boy. I decided to change his name into Lyles just to kind of keep, you know, the main theme. So Lyles gained the adventurous trait through reinforcement and all that good stuff, and he is actually aging up into an elder cat today as well. So a lot is happening, you guys, a lot. And I can't believe it. I still think that this cat is a girl. No lie. And actually, Lyles has actually taken up the hunting skill. We never taught him anything. We didn't, you know, teach him how to hunt or anything. He just, you know, started to search for prey, and we've actually gotten a few. I think we got like a lizard one time. I don't know. He's really good with the hunting skill, so yeah, that's pretty much it about Lyles. So let's move on to Sienna Larkens. Okay, you guys, so this is Sienna. She is the, if you guys remember, she was the toddler that had the brown hair and the dark room. She's definitely the edgy, bold sim of this household. The newest traits that you guys haven't seen is that she developed the kleptomaniac trait, which is the only trait that she developed from her mom, was the kleptomaniac, aka the crazy trait. And she developed the dog person trait just because Clarissa developed the cat person trait when she aged up, and I wanted to, you know, contrast the personalities and all that good stuff. And it is Sienna's birthday today, so a lot is happening, you guys. When she was a child, Sienna was in the scouting after school activity, I decided since she was going to be different, might as well give her a less than girly after school activity. And then for when she was a teenager, she was in the speech and debate club and the drama club. And yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to school. So she was, again, just very different than what you'll see with Clarissa. Let's move on to relationships because this is where a lot of the stuff comes into play. So she actually has a boyfriend right now. His name is Randall Fox, and if you look over here, they went to the prom together. So yeah, when what's her name, Abigail, went to the free vacation, Sienna and Clarissa invited over like 5 boys and 1 girl, and I think the girl ended up leaving early. So it was just them and a bunch of guys, and they actually, that's where they, you know, kind of hooked up with the guys, if you know what I mean. That's where they became boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, big makeout session over here. So, yeah, and then this is her imaginary friend, Pat, which I don't see right now. They have a good relationship, but I don't think I'm gonna go and turn him into a real person, just because, meh. They aren't, like, the closest ever, so, yeah. And this is Matt Walters' funny story. So, Matt Walters, is just a boy that Sienna met and ended up inviting over, having like a slight relationship with, very slight, not anything like romantic interest, like they didn't kiss, they just, you know, off and on flirted back and forth. And then, all of a sudden, Clarissa swoops in and starts flirting with him too. And I was like, oh my god, like these girls are going to start fighting over this boy. And to make matters worse, the boy is actually Abigail's fiance's son. So once they get married, that boy is gonna be moving into the same household. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if like they're even gonna, you know, try to still have a relationship with this guy because he's gonna be their brother-in-law. Even if they still continue to try to have a relationship with him, at least they wouldn't have ancestral children or anything. Still, it's just a very weird situation. I think I'm gonna have to place a few more boys down just so that they don't have to fight over this guy anymore. Because, you know, I'm actually kind of curious to see if they would actually break them up, because I think that would be just hilarious. But anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much the beef about that. Let's move on to Clarissa Larkens, aka the mother's favorite. I'm just saying, you guys, if Abigail had to pick between her daughters, honestly, she favors Clarissa just a smidgens more. I am going to be aging up Clarissa in the same day as Sienna, because I don't know why it switches. I don't know. But when she was a child, if you guys remember, she was the one with the black hair. When she was a child, she decided to go for the ballet after school activity. And then when she was a teenager, she went for, very much so following in her mother's footsteps, I think it was the news club, and then the art club. So basically like a journalism type club and then art club. Clarissa is artistic. She inherited that from her mother, since her mother is, you know, into writing and all that creativity stuff. So she dabbles with paintings just a little bit. Through her after school activities, she learned pretty much the painting skill and a bit of yeah, you know, just pretty much the painting skill. When it came to prom, Clarissa also had a boyfriend at the time. Again, I'm going to be breaking both of them up with their boyfriends because I have some custom boys and they just do not go to that bar, you know what I mean? So that's them at prom. They went in their outerwear because it was winter. And guess what? Miss Clarissa got prom queen at the prom, of course. And she also found this like beautiful plum bob gem, glowing gem type of thing. And I just thought that was the most perfect thing that would ever happen is, of course, Clarissa, you know, the perfect one, would find this beautiful gem that's like ultra rare and stuff. I thought that was perfect. Anyways, when Clarissa turned into a teenager, she decided to follow in her mother's footsteps a lot, you know, strive to be like her mother, and dyed her hair like a platinum blonde like her mother. And yeah, and she was actually the only child that the mother taught how to drive, so I thought that was pretty perfect as well. And as for relationships, well, I already told you guys.
Oh my god,
I did not tell you guys about this. Her imaginary friend, you guys, I've always, you know, I've never had any problems with imaginary friends. Like, I never really had any strong feelings toward them, whether they were good or bad. But this imaginary friend was the creepiest thing I've ever seen in The Sims. Ever. Like, completely ever. So, basically, this imaginary friend would, whenever Clarissa would go to take a shower or even just use the restroom, this creepy imaginary friend would waltz right in and just watch her. It was the creepiest thing I've ever experienced in my... Oh my god, it was so weird. So after a while, and he had the worst traits ever. He kept like scaring Clarissa randomly. It was just bad. It was bad, you guys. So after a while, Clarissa finally told him, you know what? F you, get out of my face. And we haven't seen him since. And they have 0 relationship, so... yeah, that's just kind of had to be done at this point. When Sienna turned into a teenager, she decided to go for them bold colors, do that like Kylie Jenner type of hairstyle with the black fading into like this bright turquoisey color, and her makeup's obviously very daring and bold, and you can see it, while Clarissa is a lot more subtle like her mama. And yeah, that is about it for this current household. Oh, let me show you guys this little venue. It's not good, but this is the venue that Abigail is going to get married at today. So I tried my best. I made this. Yes, I did, and it doesn't look good. I know. I'm not good at building at all, so I mean, I have to give myself a little bit of credit for not knowing how to build. So, yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. Obviously, you know, professional floating lights. That's awesome. So, yeah, that's about it with this household. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to hit that big fat thumbs up, and comment down below, and subscribe if you would like to. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but stay tuned to the end so you can see like all their memories from when I like did the January current household, because I took a lot of pictures. So yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the Larkens household, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!